partner in crime, Mr. Jonathan Punaya from Golf, Malaysia. Hey, Jono!
Hey, Shout.
What's up, my
Hey, good to
brother?
see you, man.
Yeah, missing you
Yeah,
too, brother. 2 weeks. It's been a while.
looking good, looking good. Where's the cap? What happened to the cap?
It's the Augusta Masters, so the shirt didn't come with a matching cap, so I had to take out the cap, bro.
I see. I always thought you had hair.
Oh, wow. Thank you, sir. Nice to see you, sir.
Yeah, good to see you. Good to see you. Good to finally see you.
You're talking about my forehead, right? Don't worry, I wiped it off already, bro. I wiped.
Okay. Anyway, it's Masters Week.
It is, sir. It is.
Yeah, which is strange because it's November. It's first time that's
Yeah, it's
ever
normally
happened.
the first tournament
So,
of the golf calendar. And, but due
the
to
first major,
unforeseen circumstances, we've had to push it off later in the year. It was almost the end of this year, right? Which is
Correct.
uncanny of the Masters. But it's not lost any of its glamour or pull, right? It's still one of the most coveted tournaments that every golfer aims to play at.
Correct. I mean, for the benefit of anyone who's new to the game, the Masters has a really, really long and rich history.
Yeah.
Founded in 1934
That's
by
right,
the great amateur Bobby Jones and Clifford Roberts, who also founded Augusta National Golf Club, which was the venue. So it's been going on non-stop, except for the war years. We've had great champions, Jack Nicklaus 6 times, of course Tiger Woods was the defending champion, and last year, 2019 in April, who can forget Tiger winning? So
Tiger,
correct.
It was one of the tournaments that launched him as a player, right? In 97,
correct.
He came in.
1997, yeah, correct. His first major win, won it by 12 shots. That set the tone for the Tiger era. So, so Tiger's playing this week. We'll find out a bit later what our pundits think about his chances of defending. But a lot of the allure of the Masters has to do with the venue. Augusta National, it's an amazing place. And the thing that connects our guests today is that they've all been there.
Yeah, we have an interesting lineup of guests this week for this week's show. And, like you said, the interesting part is everybody has gone through the Augusta National. They've experienced the whole atmosphere of the Masters.
All the Masters.
And they're going to share their experiences, right? Which is something, every true golfer would love to walk into the Masters one time.
Right. Even I haven't been there. So, that's on my bucket list once all this COVID stuff is over.
We should head down
there. Augusta on my mind. So I think
Augusta
one of our guests
on your mind.
one of our guests who's with the PGA Show promised he'll sponsor our trip. So yeah.
Our trip. I like that, partner. You didn't forget me this time. Our trip. I'll hold him to that. We won't say names, right? I hope they know who they're talking about. Right? Okay, before we go down there, let's talk about some recent updates in golf, bro. Bring it back home to Malaysian golfers.
Yeah, only Gavin Green, our Malaysian men's #1, was in action over the weekend.
Okay.
And he did really well in the Cyprus, Aphrodite Hills Cyprus Showdown, which is a very interesting event because, they wipe all the scores after the second and third round. So he had a great chance to win because he made it to the final round and, everybody started from scratch and there were just 19 golfers. But unfortunately, he didn't make as many putts. He was playing well. He had a very good chance of winning, but the putts just didn't drop. Still finished tied 7.
Yeah, 7 is still good.
He's up to 38 on the Race to Dubai rankings, and it's going to be his best season ever, despite there being less events. So Gavin's in good form. Slightly tweaked his swing, seems to be working now. So he's going to head to South Africa next for the next 3 events on the European Tour before the Dubai finale. So we wish him well.
We do wish him well.
Correct. Kelly Tan, on the other hand, had a few weeks off because the LPGA didn't have any events. So she's now preparing for the final stretch of the season. And she gets into the US Women's Open as well, which is another major. So that will be her 16th major start, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So she's been in good form as well. She finished tied 13 in the KPMG Women's PGA, which is the best finish by a Malaysian in a major. So hopefully she can better that at the US Women's Open. We wish her well. Back in action next week when the LPGA restarts. So good for Kelly. Be interesting to compare how Kelly and Gavin do, because they're both having great seasons. It'd be good, interesting at the end of the year to see how they compare.
How they finish the season,
Correct.
Yeah.
So we'll probably get them back on.
Gavin's also doing well on the race to Dubai, right? With all this.
Yeah, he's correct. He's 38 right now.
Correct. That's very good.
Okay. And some interesting news recently about a new Ladies Asian Tour, which pretty good news for the girls here, because as you know, there's not much really going on for the ladies in this part of the world. Of course, there's no tournaments at all this season. So a lot of our girls play in China, play in Taiwan, even Thailand. So this is a new initiative started by a group which is driven by the Hana Financial Group. So it's called the Asian Golf Leaders Forum, a group of highly powered Korean leaders in golf and finance have come together to put this together. So from what we gather, it's going to involve some existing events which are going to tie together, plus hopefully some new events. I think there's one in Singapore as well. Hana Financial Group Singapore Women's Open. So good for the girls. I'm sure.
Yeah, we're always happy for extra avenues for golfers to come up in the world.
Correct. And the next big piece of news obviously is the Masters this week. So we've got quite a few Asians in the field. Still no Malaysian. Hopefully Gavin gets there someday. So in fact, one of our pundits together today, Chuah, has actually written a piece on the Power Golf website about the Asian Brigade at Augusta National. So we've got Koreans, Sam Jae Im, Byung Hun An, Si Woo Kim, Sung Kang, Siti Pan from Chinese Taipei, Thailand's Jazz Jane Watananon, I got that right. Two Japanese, the great Hideki Matsuyama, Japanese #1, and Shugo Imahira, and one Chinese amateur, Lin Yuzin, who's the reigning Asia Pacific Amateur Championship winner. He gets in by virtue of that win. So it's going to be interesting. Among all these Asians, probably Matsuyama's the best bet. He's done well before. 5th place in 2015, tie 7 in 2016. So hopefully we get an Asian winner of the Masters, which will be great for the game in this part of the world. And also on the Masters, some not so good news. 2017 champion Sergio Garcia had to withdraw because he tested positive for COVID-19.
Wow.
So it's sad that Sergio's not there. I think he's played in every major since he turned pro.
Yeah, he's been around for a long time. One of the longest hitters around with his irons.
Yeah, I remember Leonard tried to drive him in Johor sometime back. Yeah.
It's kind of open. I remember that. We were right there.
Right.
Yeah, no challenge.
Yeah, so, but anyway, it's going to be a great field, for this week's Masters. And so we're going to talk more about that. But I believe we have a little contest going on as
before we go on to the invitees and our pundits today, I think let's talk about the special Gila Golfers contest for this Masters leading up to the whole tournament. We're expecting our viewers to submit their predictions. Okay, we have a link that is being flashed out now. Click onto the link, submit your name, the name of the player that you're predicting to win, and the score that you think that they will win by. Okay, comment below. Please submit all entries before the 11th of November, so it's 11/11/20 before 11 p.m. Okay, so we're giving you enough time to submit your entries on that link that was flashed out later. We will put it back into the comment section later. Please submit your score, your predicted score, the name of the player, and if you want to comment something catchy for our producers to pick your entry, please go ahead.
Yeah, just don't pick Sean Pereira or Jonathan Punaya. I don't think.
You can put there Sean Pereira minus 32, 31. Quite a reasonable 4-day score for me.
No, that's your IQ, bro.
Okay, I guess not only is Augusta on Jonathan's mind, he's also banging his partner. All right, sir. Okay. Let's, without further ado, let's bring in the partners before we start intellectual conversation between you and I.
Okay, so for our first two guests for today is are two good friends of mine. Both media stalwarts, been in industry probably longer than I have, which means they're quite old. We got Chiang, who's been covering golf and sports since with the Star and the Sun in the early days. He joined the Asian tour as a director of communication sometime back. Then, in a few years ago, he joined the PGA tour. He's got the best job in Malaysia. Really, he's got the best golf job in Malaysia. When I grow up, I want to be like Chuah. He also writes for Power Golf, as you saw earlier. So he's a great chap. That's Chua Chu Chiang. We've also got Spencer Robinson, who's been in the industry even longer than both of us. So that's Chua and me at the Malaysian Open a long time back. That's Spencer with Tiger Woods at the Johnny Walker Classic. So Spencer was started out in England. He's English, by the way, as you can probably guess.
Spencer had black hair. That's amazing.
But Spencer came to Hong Kong way back in 1984, I think, with the South China Morning Post. Worked his way up, moved to Singapore, started his own publishing house, started Asian Golf Monthly, started the Asia Pacific Golf Conference. I mean, he's done so much for golf in this part of the world. Right now, he's with the Asian Golf Industry Federation as Director of Communications and with the Asia Pacific Golf Confederation as Media Manager. So, yeah, great guy as well. So, let's get them on.
All right, guys. So, we have coming up Chua Chu Chiang.
Hey, guys.
Hi, Chua. And then we also have Spencer Robinson.
Great
Hey,
to
Spen.
see you guys.
Hi, guys. Welcome to the show, guys.
For being on the show.
Anybody who's been around golf this amount of time definitely has to be Jonathan's partner, man, because I was born in 97. Cheers, guys. Cheers.
Yeah. Yes. Anyway, okay. So, what Chua and Spencer share in common is that they've both been to Augusta National to cover the Masters.
Interesting.
Chua 3 times, 2007, 2008, 2009, when Zach Johnson, Trevor Immelman, and Angel Cabrera won. Spencer in 2013, when Adam Scott won his first major, that was a great moment as well. I remember watching it on TV. So, yeah, so we're going to ask them a few questions, and we'll start off with Chua. So, Chua, well, questions for both of you, but both of you have been to Augusta National. So, Chua, can you describe the experience of being on one of golf's most hallowed grounds?
Thanks, John. Well, what can I say? It's the first time I stepped foot at Augusta National back in 2007. I remember flying almost the whole day to get to Augusta, Georgia, after more than 24 hours, and arriving at the rented house on that Monday afternoon. I remember having a quick shower and then drove the rented car to the club, got my credentials at the media center, and all I wanted to do was make sure that I had a look at the first hole and the 18th hole. By the time I got into the property, it was like closing time, and I managed to see both holes, and it was like pure golfing heaven, John. It was amazing to really step foot at hallowed turf, as you said, yeah.
Okay, so what about the the media center setup and everything? How many journalists were there when you were there?
Back in the day when they were operating from the former press building, which was very close to the first hole, it was like a theater-style media center, and by my estimation, we had like easily 350, 400 media within the building, and it was massive. Yeah, it was really impressive. Back in the day, we would each have an IBM laptop on our desk, and not only can you see the scores of the players that you want to follow, you can also see the hole by hole cameras that are available on screen at your desk, so you can actually follow, for example, a player like Tong Chai without leaving the media center. You could follow him on hole 1, then move on to hole 2, and subsequently. It's
so each of you were given a setup on your own? Chua, is that what you're saying?
Say that again?
All of you got your own setup to view all this information?
Your own IBM, yes.
Yes, correct. We had our
That's
own
amazing, yeah?
Yeah, it's amazing, yeah. And I think they've moved to a new building now, and which I've not had the privilege to see, but I've heard some amazing stories there, and And I think this week they've rolled out some new technology as well, which is going to be amazing for us to follow the Masters tournament on their apps and on their websites.
Yeah, you're right. They're doing a lot more on social media. I noticed the Masters tournament. You get quite a lot of updates on Facebook, Instagram. Spencer, when you went there in 2013, was the setup the same as Chuah, or they moved to the new media centers?
No, it was the same. We were still there by the first hole and the 18th, but it was fantastic. And for me, it was really the combination of many years of aiming to get there. I'd covered more than 20 British Opens, 5 Ryder Cups, all these other tournaments, the US Open. But I've never had a chance to get to the Masters, so it was a very special week and a very special build-up, and something that I guess when you do go, you think of it as being a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. You don't know if you're going to go back. I haven't been back yet. I do hope to get back next year or the year after, and it was filled with amazing memories of the venue, of the people we met, of the golf course. Everything about it was just so special. And certainly the memories for me, 7, 8 years on now, are still very clear in my mind and very positive.
Okay, so you mentioned so you were at the media center, but obviously, do you get to go into the clubhouse? Obviously, you could walk on the golf course, but do you get to go into the clubhouse?
Yeah, I think one of the amazing privileges for members of the media at Augusta National is we get access into the clubhouse. And I was going to say one of the main highlights for me every year is basically having breakfast on the terrace in the clubhouse. And when you do that, you see Jack Nicklaus at the next table. You see Arnold Palmer having his breakfast not far away from you. You might see Ricky Fowler or Dustin Johnson within the same area where we're all dining in the same area. Yeah? So that's one of the great privileges of being a member.
But what is the atmosphere like, Chuah, when you're talking about sitting down there with a star-filled group around you? Are you actually able to concentrate on your food, or you guys are just starstruck? But you got to look cool. You got to maintain I do this every year. I come and see. How does it feel, buddy? Just to share, because the two of you have been there in a different angle, which only a few of us can dream of.
I mean, Spencer.
You got to look as if you belong. That's the
you got to look
scene.
like you belong, right, Spencer?
Yeah.
Right? You can't give it away.
Many times, and you nod at everyone as if you know them.
Yeah, I know you.
By the fact that you're in there and you have the accreditation, people think that you are also someone who is there for a good reason, whether you're important or not, that you've got that access, as Chuah said, and accreditation. So you're able to brush shoulders. But again, it's a very unique aspect to the Masters Week. And as Chuah said, an amazing privilege that the media people do get there.
So only the media are allowed in the clubhouse, along with the players, obviously, and the officials.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, so I think it's very limited because it's a very small clubhouse. It's not like your typical Asian clubhouse, which is
Right.
This is very, very, very cool. When you step into the building, I don't know about you, Spencer, you feel like you're walking in the footsteps of history. Yeah, it's such an amazing feeling to sort of be in the same building as some of the greats of the games who have played at the Masters and won the green jacket. Yeah, so it's really cool to have that privilege to dine and be in the same building as some of these great legends of the game. Yeah.
And I guess you guys. Sorry, Spencer. Yeah.
No, I was just going to say it's one of the things. I mean, people have told me that don't expect one of these grandiose clubhouses that you get in Asia. And look, obviously you've seen it on TV many times.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, when I actually got there and saw it, it was kind of still. So it was a very special clubhouse. I always think it would be lovely if a lot of the Asian owners could see something like that and think maybe that's something we should try and replicate instead of some of these huge monstrosities that we have around Asia.
Yeah, we just flashed some pictures of Augusta National. If you look at the pictures, it looks very flat, but from what I've heard, it's actually much hillier than what you see on TV or in images. Chuah. So it's really different, right, from what you see in images.
I mean, it's you said it just right, yeah. And I think one of the main things that the players, of the first timers who get to play at the Masters, one of the first things that they will say is that they never imagine how undulating the golf course is here. I think a great example, I think Spencer, correct me, I mean, I'm sure you might agree with this, yeah. One of the great examples is the ninth hole, yeah. When the players are walking up to the ninth green after hitting their second shots, it's almost like a 45-degree hike up the hill to the ninth green, yeah. And you don't really see that undulation on TV, yeah. And even on the first hole, it's undulating. Even the second hole, you know, the fairways just roll around to the dogleg left, and you see all the undulations there, which is just out of this world, yeah. So it is a tough walk, and sometimes as you think of some of the older Masters champions who play there, it can be a grind for them to eventually walk 18 holes in their advanced years, yeah. And it's just how the course is built, yeah.
Okay, this leads to the next question. Spencer, you must have had some trouble getting up the ninth hole, right?
Spencer, I think Jonathan's taking a hit at you, buddy.
Thanks, John. I ran up there. I was first up. I wanted to see where the ball landed. But Chuah's right. And again, it was one of the things that struck me, the elevation changes. And the other one that was huge was on 18. And it was really quite a heavy walk up there. And when I'm thinking for this week, if it does get cold and it gets miserable and you're wearing 2 or 3 layers, for some of the less fit players, it may become a factor. So, no, the elevation, it really hits you. The other thing I must say that, again, will always stick with me, and again, Chuah, I don't know if you found it, the first time I walked through the doors, the smell of the pine trees and the pines, I just found that incredible and overwhelming in a very nice way. And again, obviously, you could never pick something like that up from television. So that was very special. And I think this week, one of the fascinations, I mean, we all know that the holes at Augusta are named after flowers and what it's in springtime in April with the azaleas blooming and everything. We're not going to have that. So it's going to be interesting to see the feel of it, not just for the players, but
did we just lose Spencer?
Okay, now man, I think we got a technical glitch. Spencer's talking about that. Maybe John, we want to talk, since we're talking about clubhouse and management and all that. Should we bring in our special guest for today? Our iconic Malaysian Saujana resident who's not gone away for many years.
Correct. Yeah. So another person, another Malaysian who's been to Augusta National is Paudzai Ishak. From Saujana Golf and Country Club. He's one of the icons of the Malaysian golf industry. Been with Saujana since 1991, which is about the same time which I think me and Chuah started out as sports journalists, probably around the same time. Currently the senior executive for golf and operations there, very much the go-to person at Saujana for anything you want. Extremely popular with the media members and especially the girls. We'll talk about that.
Luckily his wife not listening on the show.
Yeah, in 2017, he was invited by Lee Westwood, who was Saujana's touring professional, to go to the Masters.
Wow, Lee Westwood himself.
SB's guest, correct? At least Lee Westwood. So Paudzai being Paudzai, used to hang out with Lee and the rest of the ISM players. Whenever they're in Saujana, so he became good friends, and lo and behold, they actually flew him to Augusta National. So he's here to talk about it. Mr. Paudzai.
Paudzai! Paudzai, you there, Paudzai? Okay, I think Paudzai's wife put his mic on mute. Paudzai, you gotta unmute your mic, Paudzai. I know you're at home.
Yes.
There you go, Paudzai. Welcome back to the show, buddy.
Thank you.
I know at home you're muted, but on our show you are free to talk, sir. You can talk all you want.
Thank you, brother. Thank you for having me. Guys, how are you guys doing? All good?
Hey, good. Thanks for being on the show, man.
Thanks, bro. Thanks for inviting.
Yeah, so you had a really amazing experience in 2017. I spoke to you when you came back. Thanks for the mug, by the way.
Yes,
souvenirs,
absolutely.
But you were there. Lee Westwood actually flew you there, and his management company, ISM Sports, Chubby, and all that. So can you perhaps let us know how that came about? When it's like you guys were just sitting down and lepaking, and suddenly Westwood said, "Hey, you want to go Masters?"
Yes, actually, the whole story was every time Lee was in Malaysia or in KL, I will look after him anywhere, and he used to stay in the Sarjana Hotel, and then every time, even though he's playing in other golf course, I will look after, drive him there and drive him back. Had dinner together, lunch, you just name it, everything. So on the 2017, when we was talking about it, I know he asked me, while we were sitting after the event, because the before the event, we had a few other outing that we do together with him until 2-3 a.m. That one, okay. I'm not going to elaborate much. Okay, so on the last day of the Maybank Championship, if I'm talking Maybank Championship, no, sorry, on the last day of Maybank, yes, correct, Maybank Championship on last day 2017. So he sit down with me, together with Chabi and a few others friends, and then we are talking. He asked me, Paudzai, how long have we been knowing each other? I said, 20 plus years. Shit, have you ever go anywhere further than, because I meet him in Scotland. I met him in Scotland. I'll meet him in Indonesia also in 2015 when he won the CIMB there. So we're sitting here asking me, so have you been to US? I said, no, I've never been to US. All right, Paudzai, sort out your visa and you are coming with me to the Masters.
Whoa.
Wow.
That's the thing that he said. After a couple of, they're having a beer together with Chabi, everything, one after another, trip, all of that. So I said, Paudzai, sort out your visa, you come with me to the Masters. I said, are you serious? Yes, not a problem at all. Now it's February, he said, because the Maybank was in February.
Correct.
So you have 1 month to sort out everything, and we will send you the ticket, everything, and off you go. So yes, I've done my visa. It cost me about maybe close to about 800 ringgit that time to do a visa, everything, interview, all done, crowd team. So yeah, they sent me a ticket. First flight, Turkish airline, Kuala Lumpur, Istanbul, Atlanta. Yes, it's 23 plus hours, plus 9 hours transit in Istanbul. I said, wow.
But you were flying business class or?
No. I'm not flying business. I'm flying normal economic class. But of course,
so if you've seen Paudzai is like 6'10", so the economic class.
But don't worry, because the flight is not that full, so you can choose the 3-seater one, and then you just lay down everything. Okay. But 10.5 hours from KL to Istanbul, another 11.5 from Istanbul to Atlanta, last 9 hours of transit waiting.
It's a long time. But it was worth it. So I mean, tell us about what you did while at the Masters, who you hung out with. Obviously Lee and the rest.
Yes, of course. No, not really that much, because they have their own program and everything, and they have to dinner time. Yes, we are together. Breakfast, no. Sometimes they came in early, sometimes they came in late. So we have our own program, because from Atlanta to Augusta, it was 2 hours drive. So okay, this I have to tell you that a limo was waiting for me in the airport. With a black guy was driving it. with my name on it. Said, "Wow, enjoy yourself, sir. Sit back, relax." It's 2 hours journey. So I arrived there in the Willow Creek, one of the hospitality house, because they rented about 29 houses at that time. So
okay. Well, that's at the golf club itself.
No, just behind
Outside.
the south.
Okay.
Outside, just behind the south entrance. I think from the south entrance to the house is about 10-12 minute walk. It's very nearby. Okay. So I arrived at the house, and then I arrived at night. So I had a few. Chubby was there, Darren Clark was there, and then a few managers. Some of those, all those workers.
We showed some pictures. We showed some pictures earlier. With the group, the ISM group.
Yeah. So that's the guy.
Okay. So what did you feel like when the first time you went out on the golf course, being at Augusta? Did you take back any grass? You took back any grass?
No, I just sit down on the grass because I'm coming in. The first time I'm coming in from the north entrance, which is from the top. So I arrived at the range first, at the driving range. So I see the range, I see the grass. Oh, this is how the bank grass look like. The real bank grass. Is that this is a perfect of a perfect. So okay, I walked and then I saw the practice range. Said, wow, Fred Couple. I saw Garcia. I saw these guys. So everybody was there. It's like, all right. I think I'm not dreaming. This is truly, it's true. Paudzai is here in the Augusta. So I just walk, and then I go there. Of course, you cannot carry it. You cannot take any pictures because nothing you can carry. Okay. Yeah, they won't allow you to carry any gadgets or anything. They only allow you to carry cash, credit card, and that's it. You wanna call? You have to go to the phone booth. There's an area of the phone booth. You just call somebody, will pick you up, whatever, anything made up. That's it. Otherwise, you're on your own, and then you just circling the whole Augusta. Walk from first hole to the 18th hole twice a day, from Thursday to Sunday. I say for Sunday it's a bit difficult because too many people. I'll tell you, if you sit down at a certain area, that very popular area, it was like 7th layer or 8 or 9 layer of people.
Wow.
That's all those guys that having a chair sitting down there.
For the media, it's a bit easier because I guess.
Oh yes.
Yeah. Anyway, you were there. You were there when you were there. Sergio won, right?
Yes, Sergio won on the. Sergio won the playoff with Justin Rose. Yes.
Yeah. Anyway, unfortunately, Sergio can't make it this year because he tested positive for COVID.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
I saw the news. Yes.
Anyway,
pity him.
Apart from obviously, you're at Augusta first time. So we want to know more about what is there to do outside the golf course while you're at Augusta. In other words, the nightlife. I mean, I know there's no better person to tell us about this than Paudzai. So.
Well, I mean, the whole Augusta area for me, if I were to interpret, it's like a bangsa. It's not that big. No big, high, tall building, nothing. It's just like a bangsa of things. But everywhere you can go, you have a few bars, a few clubs. Of course,
the one that they are showing now. What's that? Southbound.
Southbound.
That's one of the bars.
So this is about 7-minute drive from my house now to that place. So every night we are there. So we have started dinner at the hospital house together with everybody. Even the Thomas Bjorn was there. Alan Shearer is there.
Alan Shearer
is there. Alan Shearer is very close with OSM. Darren Clark, Thomas Bjorn, Alan Shearer, and then of course Danny having dinner there. Louis Wilson, yes, and then of course my buddy Westwood, his family, everything. Looking
at the pictures, you guys had a blast at this southbound.
Oh yes,
Who are these people? Who are these girls? I mean, are they the wives of the players?
Yes, it's all.
Come on, Paudzai, answer the question, Paudzai.
Okay, the guy on the left, they are the bartender in the hospitality house. They are the bartender.
Okay.
So ISM employ them to run the bartender inside the hospitality house. So after we finish everything by 10, 11 o'clock, everybody was start eyeing high five. Okay, let's go. So this is the guy that we go to this southbound. So and the girls we just met met there and just become friends. We
Yeah,
just cheers
trust
each other.
Paudzai to make friends. Trust Paudzai to make friends anywhere.
Good story, Paudzai. I
everywhere.
like it. I like it. You know, bartender looking after the house. That's very nice cover
Yeah,
life, bro.
I mean, for me, I would say, okay, sometimes Chubby complaining to me that, how come you can polish all my scotch there in the hospitality house there? Everybody was enjoying it, all your guests was enjoying it, and that's how we continue. But actually, if you see, there's one more picture that in downtown Augusta, that was, I think it's about 2:30 a.m. or close to 3 a.m. That's why we are wandering in the downtown Augusta.
John, I'm not sure if you picked it up just now when Paudzai was narrating his story about Lee and him and RP talking about coming in. Notice how he said he was watching them downing their beers. So those of you who know Paudzai, yang tahu je lah.
Anyway, that was your experience there. But I know you had quite an experience trying to get back to Malaysia as well. In fact,
yes.
Wait.
There's one thing that I need to tell you, that if you go to the Augusta, Hooters is the place for you to go.
He can talk about Hooters, huh?
Of course, bro, that is the must. So you go to the US, of course, Hooters. You have to go and see what's going on there. What's going on? What do you expect inside the? Wow, this is Hooters in US.
Sekarang Thailand pun ada Hooters.
Not the same.
But I'm looking at how Spencer is smiling there. I'm wondering whether Spencer also managed to go Hooters.
It's not the same.
I'm very jealous of Paudzai because unfortunately I was there working, so I was very well behaved. I was in bed at 10 o'clock every night, so I never got to see that side of it. Next time, Paudzai, you can show me around, please.
Of course, but I mean, basically,
Chuah is going to fly all of us there. This Sweet Spot show, all of us are heading to Augusta as guests.
Definitely, I can show it to you. I can point it. This is where to go, where to party, where to everything. I explore all Augusta.
Sorry.
It's okay, Chuah. You fly us there, we will show you Hooters. I'll make sure you hoot the hoot.
You bring Paudzai there, you know all the happening places already. Just get us there.
While he's watching us down the beers, okay? He's only going to be watching us down the beers.
I have all the contacts there. All my friends is all there. See, in US, we still keep in touch with the Facebook and everything. And they still asking when you're coming back, Paudzai. We miss you, they said.
Paudzai, just now I mentioned you had a lot of trouble getting back to Malaysia. They didn't let you over the US, right?
Actually, everybody's going back on Monday. So there's no flight from Atlanta to Istanbul on Monday. So they booked me from Atlanta to Toronto, Istanbul, KL. So I didn't know that you need a transit visa from Atlanta to Toronto. So by the time I arrived at transit visa, it's a transit visa. You must have that to Canada. So I have no clue. So I arrived at the counter, tried to check in. They said, no, you don't have any visa to Toronto. You can't. I said, what? So I cannot go back. No, you can't. You can't fly at all. I don't know how you want to go back, but you can't fly. I said, oh my God, what to do now? I call Lee, I call Chubby. We sorted out. Okay, they said, don't worry, Paudzai. We will take it off. We will burn your ticket. We will issue another ticket on Tuesday night, because Tuesday night there's a flight from Atlanta to Istanbul. So I have to wait from Monday afternoon until Tuesday night in Atlanta airport, because being Paudzai, I don't carry any credit card. I only have 150 USD in my pocket. I have to ration my lunch, dinner, or breakfast, or anything.
And drinks.
So I just
drinks.
And drinks, yes. Lucky they got a water cooler there.
Just
buy one, you know.
I wasn't talking about that kind of drink.
Nothing, bro. I only have 150 ringgit. That story is amazing, because apparently I got to know that I'm the only one that sleep in the airport in Atlanta International Airport. I'm the only one, because they said nobody has sleep there, because there's a lot of hotel, motel outside and everything.
No, because Tom Hanks slept at the O'Hare airport.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Tom Hanks did the other airport.
Tom Hanks sleep inside, I'm sleep outside. So, lucky I got my cigarette on, okay, out and in, out, in, out, in, out. And then On Monday, I don't see any security or police officer inside the terminal. On Tuesday morning, when I wake up, go to toilet, everything, brush my teeth, come out, I have 2 security with fully armed, two, fully armed, just guarded at the front door and inside too. I said, oh, okay. They just look at you, look at me. It didn't come in the police, they just look at me. And I believe that night the camera will follow me everywhere where I go because I was sleeping. I will go out and come in, out and in, out and in. I said, oh my God, it's okay. I just sleeping at the bench there. So until about 5 when the gate when the check-in counter is open, so I went in. But I didn't tell you yet how I rationed my food. Yeah, because on I arrived at 2 o'clock, my flight at 5. So I arrived at 2, I thought everything is okay. So no. So I have to wait. So there's only one cafe in international airport, the check-in counter, the outside, only one cafe. I sit down there, they said everything is pork, this is pork, there's pork. Okay, I found one sandwich with 1 Coke, costing about 25 USD. I said, okay, I'll take it at, because they close at 10 o'clock. So I take it at 8:30 p.m. Finished, done. Tomorrow morning, I said, okay, same thing again. I have it at 11 o'clock, my brunch. Take the same things and wait for the boarding to the plane. So I just didn't eat anything. So I only have 100 ringgit, 100 USD in my pocket now. So after checking everything, I'm the first one line up. Go through everything, my luggage, everything, all in, boom, straight away. You know, Atlanta airport, everything, they strip you like they want to strip you naked, checking every single thing. Pass through, pass the security, pass the customer, everything, all done. So I start waiting at the gate, just waiting at the gate, board in the plane, take off, and then they start serving the foods. The first thing I asked the stewardess, can I have 2 meals? Can I have 2 meals?
I thought you were going to ask for a beer. So anyway, but when did you finally arrive in KL? What day was that?
I arrived in KL on Thursday afternoon at 5 something. So Monday I was in 4 days. It took me 4 days to arrive home. 4 days. It's like I have no clue. I have no clue which is like okay. I fly off from Atlanta. It's at 10 p.m. I arrive in Istanbul. Istanbul is like 5:30. I have to wait until 1 a.m. to fly again back, and then day time or so. I have no clue. No clue.
But you made it back, and you know, you never know.
I made it back. When I open up, the door is open. I walk in. I just kiss the wall there. All right. I'm back home.
Okay, great. Sorry. So I think we got a commercial break coming up right now. We're gonna
guys, we're just gonna have a quick one. We will see you back in 40 seconds. Do not go away. Top up the drinks. We'll be back, guys. Spencer includes you and Chuah. Okay, 2 of you don't disappear. Coming back. Our commercial for the bag promo, the golf bag promo by Cobra Puma Golf. Now, Jono, for our 4th guest on tonight's show, you want to do a bit of a background introduction of our guest?
Yeah, our 4th guest is one up on all our other guests because she's actually played Augusta National. She's not been for the Masters, but she's actually played Augusta National Golf Club. Her name is Ying. She was our top amateur up to last year. She's with East Tennessee State University right now doing her Masters, and she's also helping to train the college team there where she was a part of for many years, playing collegiate golf in the US. So how she got to play Augusta National was she was invited by Augusta National to compete in the Augusta National Women's Amateur last year. So that tournament was held at another venue for the first 2 rounds, Champions Retreat Golf Club. And those who made the cut get to play the 3rd and final round at Augusta National. But unfortunately, Loy and another Malaysian, Alia Abdulghani, both missed the cut. But the good thing is, they all managed, were all allowed to play in the practice round at Augusta National. So
that's
we
an
have Lloyd.
experience.
Yeah, that's amazing. I mean, one of the few Malaysians. I'm sure there's some VIPs who played there as guests of Augusta National members, but I believe Loy and Alia are the only Malaysian golfers to have played Augusta National. I might be wrong, but
Beautiful scenes
as
in
I
the
know,
photos there.
yeah,
Beautiful.
look at that. That's Loy. I think she was there with the college coach. We saw the earlier pictures. So we have Loy on tape talking about the experience.
The overall experience was very unreal. The whole atmosphere at Augusta National was just amazing to be able to drive in the main gate and then, to see all the landscaping and driving up to the clubhouse. It's just amazing. And then, you got people greeting you outside the clubhouse. Just feel like you're one of the pro that's getting ready for the master, just going in. And we actually went through the clubhouse and everything. You see the pro shops and a lot of places that, regular people that don't have the opportunity to go in won't be able to see. So that was quite amazing. And we had the opportunity to play over there and compete. So it was. So basically we get to do what the professional players actually gets to do. We went down the main gate and then came to this clubhouse, and they actually open what they call a TPA, the tournament practice area, that they don't usually open. They only open for the masters. So we get to practice there, and the volunteers there would be like, oh, do you want Pro V1 or Pro V1X? And then if you need TrackMan, it's there. And the practice facility obviously was amazing. And we actually went there like a couple hours before the practice round just so I can, take it all in, all the views and stuff. And then I actually went through practice round. I started on hole 10, so I went down to the Amen corner pretty quick. So yeah, the course it's what it sees, like the view wise, and it's very nice layout, obviously. And the weather was great. But like a lot of other people say, it is the hills are more obvious and you feel it more when you're actually there than looking at from TV. And now that I look back to my pictures and stuff, it actually doesn't show like how severe the undulations of the greens and stuff. But so during my practice round, they didn't roll the greens compared to the following day when they actually play the final rounds. So I wasn't playing on the speed that the men's pro were playing at. But I would say the hills, like you have to know how to play different lies and into the greens and stuff, and you need to know where to land. Obviously, everybody knows Augusta, and you need to have great short games and putting. But I think the big thing was like the drive was pretty wide for me, and what's amazing was from the practice round, it seems a lot wider, but the actual final rounds that the girls actually played in, when there's like huge crowds, the fairways actually do get a lot smaller. But it's not like US Open, you got thick rough and stuff, but it's just playing very different. And off the tee, I don't see much trouble, but it's always just around the greens, and there's a lot of frost fronts or to the side. I have to play around it. And I had a caddy that actually caddy for, it's an Augusta Nationals local caddy. And then there's so many putts, and he would tell me that, oh, you have to putt like way up there. I was like, the hole is like way left. Why do I want to go? And obviously I would listen to him. And and then it just blows my mind like how the slopes works and everything. And what also another thing amazed me was when we walk up, I think hole 18 or hole 9, probably hole 9, we heard like a sound, and then I was asking coach, I was like, what's that sound? And then it's actually the drainage system that they have. They actually, like, you know, if there's excess water, they will take it all down. And then if they need water, they'll pump it back up. And I was like, it must be costly, but it's Augusta. So, yeah. So the hole 11, which is the first hole of Amen Corner, you get kind of, you don't see where you land, so you just kind of have to pick something out there, like a tree or something, just to hit it down there. It's a pretty straightforward drive, and then it sort of goes downhill a little bit, and there's water on the left. I think during the practice round, the pin was up front, and you have like, it's a short hole for us, and we play from the members' tees. So there's only 2 tees, the tournament tees and the members' tee, and we play from the members' tee. So it was short, and I hit maybe about 15 feet to the right of the pin, and then I didn't make the putt, but I made a par there. And going to the next hole, obviously it's very pretty with the flowers and everything at the back. The pin was just above the middle bunker on the front bunker. So, but I hit a shot maybe like a little back right, but I'm still on the green. It's maybe about 30 feet. I made a 2-putt there, and obviously, like I said, the green wasn't as fast as what we see during Master Week. And hole 13, I actually hit probably the best drive of the week, and just sort of just curve along that fairways, and I have like 160 meters in that, and that was a par 5. That was my second shot at 160. But like I said, because the hills and stuff, you really need to know how to play it. So, but I was asking my caddy, I was like, oh, it's 160, I definitely have to go for it. And then I hit my 5-iron, but because like it was pretty, the ball was quite, how do you say, the ball was quite a bit above my feet, so it was hard to hit a long iron off that lie. But I would say during tournaments that I'll probably lay up if it actually counts. But I went for it, but just because it doesn't count, and I didn't come over here to lay up, I guess. So I went for it, but I went to the creek, but I made a bogey from there. But it was actually pretty amazing. And like I said, it looks a lot different when there's no crowds, especially for this year, Augusta. There will be not many crowds, and the fairway will look a lot wider, and the course will look a lot different than what we see on TV. I would pick Bryson. Just because, you know, without the crowds and the fairway is wide open, and he bombs it, and he will get a lot of short clubs in, I think, and we all know that he actually just come out of winning the US Open, and he's playing very well this season, so he'll probably be my pick, just because he's just long and keeps it in play and great short games and stuff. So I would guess, but that's who I would think will win. But I would like Tiger to win it again, just because get another green jackets. But the score, I think, will probably be like last year, around what Tiger did. That's just my guess, and it would definitely won't play as hard as US Open. I won't think so. So there are several things that I got from last year, the tournament, and I really like this yardage book that they get for every single player, and then you got your last name on the back. So I thought that was pretty cool. I actually have a couple of stuff, and this was what I got from the what do you call the invitation. They actually also gave us the Tiffany & Co. bracelet, and so I don't know if you guys can see. Yeah, so that's pretty much. It was quite an experience to be able to play at Augusta.
Very interesting experience she's sharing with us, Jono. What do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, just amazing to have some insight from someone who actually played Augusta National. I mean, it's something that I think not many have
will ever experience,
right? Yeah, especially for an amateur, and hopefully we'll see some other Malaysians playing Augusta in the Masters in the future. Gavin, obviously. And by the way, Gavin's watching the show. He says hi, guys, to everyone.
Sorry, Gavin. No, but one thing she highlighted, John, I just wanted to elaborate on was how she's talking about when she had the resident caddy take her around for her round. He advised her on a certain point on the green to aim for the chip, and she was thinking to herself, why would you hit there when the pin is far left, right?
Yeah, correct.
But that goes back to the point.
Degrees.
Yeah, the point that we were talking about earlier, how the Augusta looks very flat, but when you're walking it, like what Chuah and Spencer highlighted earlier, it's very hilly, right? So as a player, you would never understand watching it on TV, right? So I thought that was quite interesting that
Yeah, and if you're saying the greens were not really rolling as fast as they would during the Masters, but still,
and still it rolled out.
Correct, the pin was there, and you still have to putt like 45 degrees away,
crazy.
to come for the slope. So it's amazing, just amazing. Thanks, Loy, for sharing that. I hope Loy's watching. I think she's watching as well from.
Thanks, Loy, and I love your memorables from the whole Augusta experience. Hope to see you there one day again, playing.
Correct. Chuah's bring us there, so we'll visit Loy.
You're under pressure, Chuah.
Okay, so we're bringing our guys back.
Okay, so now let's bring the three back to our three panelists for today. Welcome back, guys. We missed you for a couple of minutes. Hope you guys are okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, all good.
Cheers. Paudzai,
Thanks for staying on. The show's dragging along a bit, but it's been fun. And I got there's a question I wanted to ask Chuah and Spencer earlier. Being members of the media, obviously, there's been a lot of talk about how Augusta will play in November. I think they were expecting it to be colder, the winds to be different, and one very, very big difference: no spectators. So, perhaps Spencer, perhaps you could share your views. Will this change anything?
Well, it's going to be fascinating to see, isn't it? I mean, one of the great things, I'm sure Fauzi and Chuah will say this as well, was walking around end corner and on the back nine and hearing the roars of the galleries as you go around. And you can feel the players on the back of that getting their momentum going, particularly on the par fives where you have the eagle opportunities. And so it will be a very, very strange feeling. And I'm looking forward to seeing how the TV coverage is affected and how they do that. We've had fake crowd noises in the football and with the IPL cricket and all these things. I don't quite think you can replicate that with the patrons at Augusta. So it really will be, as everyone's saying, a unique, totally different Masters to any that have gone before. We've never had it in November. We've never had with no galleries. And particularly, I think if the conditions do get cold and chilly, very much unaccustomed to what the regulars to Augusta will expect, and they'll have to adapt their games accordingly. So, no, fascinating, and it will be intriguing to see how all that plays out and who copes best with that situation. Is it better for an underdog? We often say that the great players, the big name players, they thrive on the pressure and the noise and all the adulation that they get. Will the fact that that won't be there this year work in the favor of some of the underdogs, maybe, or the less favored players who maybe won't feel the pressure of so many people thousands of people on top of them, and the noise and the atmosphere that you do get at all major championships that make it very much a mental game as well. So there are so many imponderables, and as I say, it's going to be a fascinating week of golf. I can't wait for it to start.
Okay. Yeah, imponderable. That's a word I'm going to use in my next column. Imponderable. So, Chuah, you think it's going to be any other imponderables this week at Augusta?
John's found his favorite word.
Yeah.
I might have to Google up the meaning of that word, yeah. But just echoing what Spencer said, I think the weather will be favorable this week. Looking at the forecast that has come out,
correct.
Looks quite mild, not as cold as some of the players were expecting it to be. But I think rain is forecasted for much of the week, which means the course will certainly play longer. But in saying that, the greens may play softer as well. But with the sub-air system that they have on the greens complexes, they can certainly,
Loy was talking about that. The sub-air
so they can certainly manage how the greens will play throughout the week. So I think the long hitters will certainly relish those sort of conditions this week. We're certainly going to miss the patrons. I mean, the roars that go around the venue. It's amazing. I think Adam Scott was saying in his press conference on Monday that the year that he won, when he was walking down the 10th tee on that Sunday, he said the crowd was just buzzing from the time he left the tee box until he arrived at 10th green, and he literally had to speak so much louder to his caddy just to communicate with his caddy because the crowd was just buzzing, But then again, it is the Masters. The pressure will be there, whether there are crowds or no crowds. We've seen in the US Open and the PGA Championship over the last few months that the players still feel the pressure, even there may not be as many people on the golf course as we would have liked to see. So it's going to be an interesting week, and we'll see who will relish this new normal that we'll have this week at Augusta National.
Okay, by the way, guys, Gavin Green is watching. He says hi.
Wow. Yeah, I think I can add up a bit on a spectator point of view. I believe that certain throw that when they off the fairways, when they hit it off target, whatever.
That's a good point.
Yeah, because there's too many spectators, and when they're stepping on the grass and everything, it's like all the grass is just flattened up.
Correct.
Flattened up. But now there's no spectators, nothing. The rough going to be rough, really rough. So like I would say, hole 11, where I believe somebody hit it to the right. Where I walk every single inch, and I try to find every single width. I don't find it. So on the right-hand side, there's a lot of spectators walking to the grandstand, to the par 3, to the 13. So that area is flat. So if the players hit it to the right, he have a straight shot to the 11-hole green, which is the pond is not in play for him because he got a straight shot. If you play from the fairways, the pond is in play if the pins on the left. So there's two ways, two different. But now with no spectators, the rough is going to be a rough. There's no more flat area on the rough area. So they have to see how, if you can hit long, you play on the fairways, you got a chance to win. If you left, right, last time, maybe you can get out with it. But this time, I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's a good point, Paudzai. One player who actually really feeds off the crowd is obviously Tiger Woods. And he's coming in as defending champion, but looking at his last few starts when he did play, he's not really been in the best of form. So, guys, what do you think? Spencer, do you think Tiger will be a factor this year? Spence?
Listen, over the years, I've learned that you should never ever write this man off. At the time when he was unbeatable, we all thought he was going to surpass Jack Nicklaus and his 18 majors. Then he went through his slump and his injuries, and we never thought he'd win another major. But look, if you look at it from a common sense point of view, it's very difficult to see that he will win this week. But as I say, he knows the Augusta National Course as well as anyone in that field. He's played it, I don't know, hundreds of rounds. and he is always capable of turning it on for a week. He knows the greens. If he can get the roll and the pace off in contention the first 2 days, I'd love to see him in the leaderboard going into that final round. It would just be fabulous for the viewing figures and for everyone who loves golf. But I would not be putting my money on him this week, I'm afraid.
Chuah, what do you think? Tiger, good bet.
Since the PGA Tour's returned to golf in June, he's not played as much as some of us would have liked him to play. He's played only like 6 tournaments since June. His best finish out of those has been like a top 40 finish. But then again, as Spencer said, Tiger is Tiger. You don't write off a 5-time Masters champion. You don't write off a 82-time PGA Tour winner. And he knows Augusta National like the back of his hand, right? So
almost as well as Paudzai.
Exactly, yeah. So once you get off to a great start on Monday and get himself on that leaderboard, I think he's going to be a factor this week. So by all means, I would expect him to do something this week. Yeah.
Got them, yeah. Maybe you never know. Tiger's been gearing everything towards Augusta. It's the one place where he knows he can win, can still win. So never write him off, like Spencer said. Paudzai, what do you think? Tiger?
Yep. Definitely. I would say, I wouldn't say that he can win this week, because those who are long hitter will benefit a lot, because there's no par 5 in Augusta for long hitter. So he will be there. I would say maybe the top 10, but to win, it's a bit tough for him this week.
Okay. Which brings us to the $1 million question. Who's your pick for the Masters, and what's the winning score at Augusta this week? So we're going to start. There's some betting odds being flashed right now. I think
we just need to put a disclaimer there. We do not condone gambling. It is at your own free will. Okay? But we have no problem with gambling.
So Bryson DeChambeau is the favorite, followed by the likes of Dustin Johnson, Justin Thomas, Rory's up there, Brooks Koepka. So we're gonna make our own predictions, all of us right here. We're gonna start with Paudzai. Who do you think will win?
Definitely Bryson DeChambeau. Definitely he's, because for me, I would say his distance is like phenomenal.
Okay.
Well, Augusta we have no par 5 for him. So I would say 18 under.
18 under.
18.
Wow. Okay. A very, very generous prediction. Bryson DeChambeau to pick up his second major at Augusta. Chuah, who's your pick and the score?
I'm going to go with Dustin Johnson, purely on the fact
DJ,
yeah. Purely on the fact that he's won twice in his last 6 starts on the PGA Tour. He's had tournaments as well, including last week at the Houston Open, despite being out for a couple of weeks with COVID-19. And he's got the game to really play well at Augusta. He's got 4 top 10s there, tied second last year behind Tiger as well. And he's a player who should be winning more majors than one to his name right now. Yeah. So as long as he can get his putter hot, I mean, he ranks somewhere in the middle of the pack in putting category. If he can get his putter running, I think he's going to do it.
Okay, score?
And the winning score, my prediction would be 10 under par.
10 under par, okay. Very conservative score. Spencer, I'm sure you're going to pick a European player.
Yeah, look, I mean, it's great listening to what the guys are saying. And what I would say is that Augusta, traditionally, you probably have 20 or 30 players who have a genuine chance of winning, which makes it such a fascinating week. I will indulge a little bit. I hope, I would love to see Hideki Matsuyama win. He's been so close, 2-time Asia Pacific amateur champion. He won the low amateur there. He was second, I think, Chuah last week on the PGA Tour. Great return to form. And he's got a good record there. the boost that would have for golf in Asia generally would be fabulous. So I hope that happens. My heart, though, and my head, I don't know. I would also have to say Rory. Again, as everyone knows, he's been so close to winning it. He had a horrible back nine 4 or 5 years ago when he was out in front on the last day. Again, he knows the course. He's still such a beautiful player to watch, and he is really overdue his next major. He had the clutch of majors he won earlier in his career. I think he's gone 4 or 5 years without now. I still think the most talented player, the most beautiful swing, and Augusta owes him. And yeah, I'd love to see Rory come home with the green jacket.
Score?
I think like Chuah, with the weather conditions and as Fauzi was saying with the rough, and I'm sure they'll have some nice tricky pin positions in store. So I'm going to go for 8 under.
8 under.
I know what Fauzi says about the par 5, the power hitters. I think 8 to 10 under. And that again, I'll be fascinated
you can't go for no cheating, Spencer. You can't go for a range. I want a specific number. Is it 8 or 10? 8, 9 or 10?
9.
I like how he had a technical glitch when he's giving his answer. He's got it all down to the T. All these media guys, I tell you, they're perfect with all this.
Hey, wait, Sean. Now it's your turn. You gotta guess. You gotta pick.
There's so many. It's either going to be Bryson, Ram, but I followed Spencer. I think Rory is due a Masters win, and it's going to be good for the upcoming golf family. I think heading to online and social media and all that. I think I'm not going to go to technical, but I really think if Rory does pull it through, which I hope he does, it will be a very good and overdue win for him. He's always been the bridesmaid. I won't be like Spencer. I'm not going to be, pussyfooting around the score. 8 to 10. 14 under. Rory's bringing it home. 14 under. Spencer, put your money down, brother. Be a man. Put it down there. No ranging.
We'll have a little pool after this, after the show, once everybody is off air. Okay, now it's me. So for me, I'm going to go with a little bit of a dark horse, but just not really a dark horse. Actually, people kind of expect him to win a major soon. Jon Rahm of Spain. So, great player.
The first name I mentioned. Well done, John. Well done. You're listening to
I'm going to go with 12 under par, minus 12.
Oh.
Yep. So we got, looking back, we've got Paudzai picking Bryson at 18 under par. Wow. Chuah picking Dustin Johnson 10 under par. Spencer, Rory at 9 under par. Sean, Rory also at 14 under par. And I'm going for Jon Rahm 12 under par. So all of you guys are watching. Remember, we got a contest going on, right, Sean?
Yes, yes. On the link that was flashed out, we will flash it out in about a couple of seconds. Give my producers some time. They did not know this is going to come in again.
Yeah.
So the link is right there. As you see, magic. You look at how the producing team works. Magic, right there. Click on this link, put in your predictions. You have until 11 p.m. tomorrow. 11. That's all you have to remember.
11.
Okay, yeah. And then John is going to predict, going to manage our predictions, the 5 of us. And we will have some beers and ice lemon tea for Paudzai whenever we celebrate the drink.
Ice lemon tea. That's more damaging than beer.
Cheers, guys. Man. Yes, you're right. Definitely. It's more damaging.
We've kind of overrun the time, but I think I asked you guys if you could perhaps show some souvenirs that you brought back from Augusta. So perhaps, Chuah, you have anything to show us that you brought back?
Just this drinking glass that I bought at my first visit there in 2007.
Okay. So, does that hold a pint of beer?
It barely, yeah. But it's been in the house, which I treasure. This little souvenir that I picked up at the golf course years ago. And in my office, in the room here, I've got a couple of Masters prints on the wall as well. There's one at the back here.
Okay, so you actually buy that, is it? You can actually buy that?
You can buy that at the shops at Augusta National, which is great, and it's one of those experiences that you really need to enjoy when you're there. Yeah.
Okay. So Spencer, what do you bring back from Augusta National?
Guys, a T-shirt from 2013, the Masters tournament. Got a nice logo on the front. That's beautiful. And the other thing, which I think might come in handy if it does get cold, a great
a hip flask.
A couple of the guys on Sunday getting nervous in the cold, they might have some whiskey or something inside.
Well, yeah, you're in Georgia, so most likely we won't be whiskey.
Yeah. You give it to Paudzai, he put iced lemon tea in it. But it's a nice flask.
Paudzai, what do you bring back? Paudzai, apart from the girls, you showed us.
Besides Hooters, who did you bring back?
I got it. I got this one once.
Oh, that's a nice shirt.
Yeah, and then I got the rain jacket, the green color rain jacket. I got that. That's it. I just bought those two. Others is like a flask and everything. When you buy a drink there, and those cup is literally you can bring it back. Yeah, you can bring back the cup. So there's a logo and the years there. So I think I got about 5 or 6 there because when you're drinking beer, everything's all inside there. Beers or iced lemon tea, the same thing.
Ice lemon tea.
Yes, iced lemon tea.
Thanks for bringing the mug for me, man. It's still, I think I've just kept it in the cupboard and didn't even drink from it.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that I keep it there. You see, I got the car park sticker. I got all the credentials for Wednesday to Sunday. I still got it and I have to frame it. This is once in a while I have to frame it. All this one I have to frame it actually. All these things.
That's like a tag,
Yeah,
I think Chuah, Spencer, and me have got like thousands of media passes over the years, right?
But we're waiting for the masters from Chuah, right, John? Yeah. We're waiting for Chuah to give us next year's masters passes.
Hello, Chuah.
I'll be a tour guide on the after the sundown.
Exactly. Yeah.
On the sundown, I'll be your tour guide.
Spencer won't follow us because by 10 o'clock he needs to sleep. Remember?
Yes.
Not if Fauzi's there leading us. I can stay up later than that.
Okay, thanks guys for sharing your insights. I think it's been a really fun show. It's just set a record for the longest show, I think, which is a good thing because we've got a lot of good comments. Even Gavin Green was watching, which is amazing. And hi Gavin, good to see you on the show. Even Vivian is on the show.
Hi Vivian.
I think she put like a face palm when Paudzai was showing the pictures of the girls. So it was a face palm.
No, they were just working there, John. Vivian, they were just working there.
You guys showing.
We've got Eugene and Jaylene and Christopher Kim and a few others watching the show. So thanks for watching, guys. Guess the score, guess the winner and the score, stand a chance to win some great prizes.
This is what we're giving out today for this competition. Right, it's a very cool cap to have. The Puma Crown.
Okay.
The one at the back there, this one, something.
No, I can't give you everything. We got to keep it for the next show.
And I'll buy whoever wins can of Guinness as well.
And I'll buy ice lemon tea for Paudzai. Thank you, guys. Spencer, any closing words, buddy? Anything you want to say to our viewers and anything about the Masters? A quick one, wrap up.
Yeah, look, stay up if you can, guys, and watch it. A lot of us are in lockdown. What a great opportunity. Set your alarms, get up, don't miss it. It will be an amazing week of golf. Just savor it, the wonderful play, and hopefully it will inspire all of us to be back out on the golf courses wherever we are in Malaysia or around the world when these CMOs are lifted, and we'll be able to replicate some of the great shots hopefully that we see, and even if we don't get our own green jackets, but enjoy it. You guys do a great job. It's a great show. I love watching it, and enjoy the rest of the week.
Thank you,
Thanks, Spencer's in Penang, by the way, and he's playing a lot of golf and tennis.
Chua, anything, Chua?
Yeah, no, I think it's going to be a great week. No, although I picked Dustin Johnson as a potential winner, I certainly wish to see 9 of our Asian guys doing well there. It's great. It's a great stage for them to shine. We've had KJ Choi finishing third there at the Masters in 2004, all those years back. Hideki has finished top 10 in the last few years. So it'll be cool if one of the guys can really shine this week and feature on the leaderboard. And what more, if someone can manage to put on that green jacket, I think that would do wonders for the game in Asia. Yeah. So fingers crossed, and I'm sure it'll be a great week. Yeah.
Thank you, Chua. Thank you. And yeah, we all are looking forward to the first Asian winner on there, putting on the jacket, right? Paudzai, anything, Mr. Paudzai?
Well, first of all, I want to say thank you guys for inviting me to the shows and everything. This week is going to be a phenomenal, interesting week when we get to see the Masters without any spectators and everything. It's going to be, I don't know, different, awesome. I'm not sure. But for me, I would just say to everybody, play more golf, stay safe, stay healthy.
Play Saujana.
Yeah.
Play Saujana. Bro, we had to bring you in, bro, because Chua and Spencer are on, media mode. They're not going to tell us about hooters and girls at the bar. They're just going to tell us about the grass, the hills, the net, the ball. Bro, media news, boring. I love you guys. So we needed you to come.
Forgot me. You forgot me.
No, actually, that's a lot more things to tell about.
No, we'll do it offline, buddy. We'll do it offline.
We do it
Okay,
offline.
we'll stay.
Because
stay
my mother's still
online
watching.
after,
My mother's logged into Facebook today. Okay, Jono, anything, buddy?
Yeah. Well, thanks for watching, everybody. Big shout out to our guests, Chuah, Spencer, Paudzai, for sharing their insights.
Also, Loy and Loy.
Very revealing, and there's been quite a lot of feedback from our viewers. So great show, guys. Christopher Kim said, great insights, which is really true.
Yeah.
You never know what it's really like unless you're there. So bucket list, thank God Chua's going to fly us all there.
Thank God for Chua. Yeah, thank you, Chua. Thank you, Chua.
Okay, thanks, guys. It's been a great show. So everybody, it's going to be live on Fox Sports, which is in Malaysia. It'll be Astro Channel 835. So stay tuned. I think a live telecast starts from 2 a.m. every day. So perfect time. CMCO, can't do anything. Reverse the clock, sleep in the day, watch the Masters at night. And
yeah, definitely.
Watch Liverpool kick the ass out of the other Premier League.
Let's stick to golf, buddy. Let's stick to golf, okay? If we're going to talk about Liverpool, there's a loser's corner somewhere at the other side, bro. They got the Amen corner, they got the loser's corner.
There's look at the Arsenal fans' face turning red.
Yeah.
Same. Okay, guys, thanks for being on the show.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Thanks a lot, guys.
Thank you.
Hope everyone enjoyed it. Gila Golfer signing off to the next episode. See you guys.